Hello. I'd like to thank you for personally taking time out of your busy schedule of doing your own presentation and homework to help me out with my presentation and homework. This Friday, I'm going to be doing a presentation on the information processing model and how it works within instructional design. There are three elements within this model that I won't go into great detail here, but I just want you to be aware of. And those three elements are the sensory memory, the working memory, and the long-term memory. During this presentation, I'm going to actually cover each one of those in an exercise format. So let's get started. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to teach you my cell phone number using the information processing model. To get started, I want to learn my cell phone number. So here we go. You'll notice here that there is a great picture of some cell phones, and then right down here is my cell phone number. In the sensory memory portion of this instructional design, there are two elements of it. It is what you hear and it is what you see. So you have got to visually see my cell phone number attached with cell phones. But to reinforce that, what I'm going to also have us do is actually do the audiology part of it, where you get to hear my cell phone number not only by me, but by yourself as well. So you can do a couple of things. One is if you want to take a moment and write down my cell phone number, that's perfectly fine. It helps kind of visually get it into your brain a little bit better. Okay, so now we're going to say it out loud together. I would say that it's probably good to do it 2 or 3 times. We're going to do it twice together, and then once I'm going to have you do it by yourself while you, at the same time, key it into your cell phone. So I hope you have your cell phone. If you don't, I request that you go get it and be ready for the next part of the exercise. I'll wait a second or two. Okay, so let's get started. My cell phone number is 503-507-7490. Please feel free to repeat that after me. Okay, I suspect you've got this going on now, and you know how to do this. But let's do it one more time. Again, my cell phone number is 503-507-7490. Please feel free to repeat after me after that. All right, I can't hear you, but I imagine you are just doing it awesome. I bet you're a rock star at this. But with that said, let's do the last part of the exercise. So this time, instead of me saying the cell phone number, what I'd like you to do is say it out loud by yourself and at the same time key it into your cell phone. Feel free to go ahead and start. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, why did Gus have me key it into my cell phone? Because what I'd like you to do is text me and say, hey Gus, I got it. I got your cell phone. Okay. Right about now, I'm probably pretty happy that I have only about 3 volunteers versus 14, especially since a majority of you are probably doing this late at night. Okay, now to the next part. So I said there's 3 elements. We just did sensory memory and we also did working memory because we did a rehearsal piece of getting it into our brain and into our chemical system and in our computer system in a sense, right? But the last part is the long-term memory. So what I'd like to do in order to get a long-term memory is you have to practice it again. In order to do that, you have to encode it for retrieval for later. So what we're going to do is, during my presentation, every time you see this hand with a pen in it, write down my cell phone number. At the end of the class, what I'm going to ask is I'm going to ask those people who have not had the advantage of this course that I just did, and I'm going to ask them, do they know my cell phone number? See, throughout my presentation, there's going to be some visual aspects for my cell phone number, but I'm not going to mention it. I'm not going to talk about it. It's not going to be verbal in any way. It's just going to be visual. My goal here is to prove the fact that this particular model, although very simple and has 3 elements, that if you miss a piece of the element, or excuse me, if you miss an element within the model, that it's not as effective as if you just did all three elements. I'm also hoping to prove that in its simplicity, it can be a great model, but if you start getting too complex with things, it can be very challenging. So I may be totally wrong in this idea, but hey, George said to be creative and have fun with it, so here we go. Lastly, I want to thank you for volunteering for this mission. Buzz Lightyear and I here, well, we now believe that you're one of our unofficial space rangers. Thank you, and have a nice evening.